experiment. You are one of the pioneers. In 1 week, you will make history. As part of a program that could change our nation forever, you will be among the first Americans to purge. The experiment will commence with the sound of this alarm. For the next 12 hours, all crime within the Staten Island borders will be legal, and all emergency services will be suspended. Weapons of Class 4 and lower are authorized for use. All other weapons are restricted. You can purge as an individual or as a group for whatever reason you choose. You may want to settle a personal score or simply release the rage that is burning inside of you. If you believe in the goals of the experiment but do not wish to participate, leave a sign of support outside your home. We suggest a bouquet of blue Baptisia flowers, a symbol of rebirth. News media and government surveillance will operate with a heavy presence throughout the experiment. If you are concerned about revealing your identity, we suggest you wear a disguise or a mask. However you choose to purge, you are a true patriot. God bless you and all who purge. And God bless the United States of America, a nation reborn.
To the uninitiated, it seems as if the white race is supreme. Once you get to the higher initiates, there is a different story, and Nimrod was worshipped as black or white. There is chaos created between the races, so you have the Ku Klux Klan, which is anti-black, and you have organizations which are equally anti-white. This is called dialectic thinking. Remember the Hegelian principle? You create friction between the races so that you can have synthesis in the end and bring about a new world order. So in order to unite the races, the best thing to do is to create chaos amongst the races until the pain of separation exceeds the pain of unity. You understand the Hegelian dialectic thinking? It's brilliant. It's sick, but it's brilliant. And it doesn't matter if you sacrifice hundreds of thousands of lives to achieve your objective, because the end justifies the means.
Well, now to the 2020 presidential race. While the pandemic has made covering the campaign anything but normal this year, there's nothing like getting out and talking to voters in person to get a sense of what's behind the polls in this tight contest. So last week, ABC's Martha Raddatz headed out on a cross-country trek from Pennsylvania to Ohio, Missouri to Colorado, getting a pulse of the nation about what's resonating in the race for the White House.
It has been a 2,200-mile journey through America's cities and towns, some abandoned from the COVID outbreak, some far too crowded for safety, others bearing the scars of racial injustice and the fallout. But everywhere we went, the presidential election loomed, from the suburbs with manicured lawns sprouting political preferences to the heartland, where even massive wind turbines and endless fields were dominated by politics. Which is why we began our journey in the battleground state of Pennsylvania. Empty storefronts lined the streets of Braddock, the birthplace of steel, once a former industrial hub.
Well, I'm Joe Scholler. I'm a fourth-generation sheet metal worker.
And an ardent Biden supporter.
Donald Trump just lacks empathy. Joe Biden has seen tragedy in his life. I think he has the empathy this country needs right now.
And it's personal. The once friendly policy talks with neighbors have ended.
It's a lot of anger, screaming, and yelling. It's very hard to get down to the nuts and bolts of things.
John Fetterman is Pennsylvania's lieutenant governor and the former mayor of Braddock. How do you think Joe Biden will do here?
Joe Biden's going to do extremely well. Everybody knows who Donald Trump is, and everybody knows who Joe Biden is and what he stands for. So any kind of approach to try to paint him as like some radical socialist is shockingly naive, and it's going to be absolutely ineffective.
As the country grapples with this contentious election, the reckoning on race is front and center. President Trump has cast himself as the law and order candidate. a message that Trump's base embraces.
What do you think of Biden?
I don't trust him.
For these lifelong Hamilton, Ohio residents, Trump's word is gospel.
I think he almost walks on water.
Have your voice be heard.
I purged.
I purged.
I purged.
I purged.
I purged because staying in is un-American.
Don't let your freedoms get taken away.
I purged because it's my civic duty.
Show your support.
I purged for my family.
For the Purge.
I purged to keep my country great.
The Purge, election year.
Breitbart News is reporting that the president's son-in-law and senior White House advisor Jared Kushner has secured a top Hollywood public relations executive for a key position in the White House. Josh Raffel is a 32-year-old communications executive at Blumhouse Productions. Blumhouse is known for producing horror films such as The Purge and Insidious. One of Kushner's many roles is having the responsibility of overseeing the Office of American Innovation. And according to Variety, Raffel is being tapped for a position on that team.
In an interview with the Washington Post, the incoming president announced that his slogan for 2020 will be, "Keep America Great." However, the slogan was already used in the movie The Purge election year, partly in response to Trump's presidential campaign. Election Year is the third in the Purge horror movie series, which takes place in an alternate America where anyone can commit crime legally for 12 hours on one night every year, put into law by the political party New Founding Fathers in order to drop annual crime rate.
Every day between now and November to elect more Republicans so that we continue making America great again. And by the way, this is a first for Indiana. Our new slogan for 2020, you know what it is? Keep America great. If Biden wins, China wins. If Biden wins, the mob wins. If Biden wins, the rioters, anarchists, arsonists, and flag burners win.
Does anyone believe there'll be less violence in America if Donald Trump is reelected?
May God be with you all.
All right, you probably have already seen this video on your social media accounts online. Protesters, they set fire to a police precinct in Minnesota as outrage over the death of George Floyd continues. As Natalie Brand reports, the city is now trying to calm things down after nearly a week of unrest.
State police officers in riot gear backed by the National Guard moved in to secure the streets of Minneapolis as fires continued to burn in the morning hours. Last night, protesters set fire to the police station where the 4 officers involved in the arrest of George Floyd worked before they were fired.
Oh, sure, single me out.
All right, smart guy, where's the fire?
Over there.
All because this lady didn't have a mask and she didn't want to leave because she's watching her kid play football. That's unreal. Hey, where's your mask? Hey, where's your mask?
Remember, we're stuck together now, right, guys?
Mark, we've done this how many times together?
What we have is a physical reality. What a lot of people see is a spiritual, demonic manifestation of spacecraft and so forth and so on. And there's a difference between the two, even though they are connected. A lot of what people have seen in UFOs, folks, it's real, but it's not physically real. It's demonic, but it is a reality. The spirit world, folks, is vastly superior to this physical world that we live in. Vastly superior. It's not bound by the laws that we are bound by in this body of flesh. So in Germany in World War II, we got all these things happening, and you have to ask yourself this question: why did that happen? And if it did happen, why did it fail? Or did it really fail? What's going on? Is there a deception being developed that's going to come down upon all mankind? A deception that they absolutely have never considered? A deception where the Bible says God will send them a strong delusion that they might believe a lie and be damned? That's what it says in 2 Thessalonians 2. If you're a Bible believer and you do any praying, you're going to have to look at this stuff that I'm talking about this morning. You have to say, well, it fits somewhere. There is a power. There is a group that pulls the strings, that is controlling this world, that is above me. And presidents come and presidents go, but that crowd is still there. How many of you heard the term deep state lately? Well, that's a new phrase. I hadn't heard it too long. What's that mean? That means on both the Republican and Democrat Party, you have a surface that for the public to consume about what's going on inside the Capitol. Listen, that's for the public consumption. But the real strings of power are being pulled by people that you don't see and you don't know. That's the deep state.
We're like watchmen, patrolling the towers. We seek to expose those abusing their powers. All the lost men, sleeper cells in the sanctums who hate what is truth, catapulting deceptions, invasions. Like barbarian pagans embracing their sin, behaving like cavemen, persuaded by counterfeit interpretations and built on a mountain of faulty foundation. They fire their arrows of flame by the thousands and move like a hive without name or announcement, like spiders with legs and appendages branching in so many ways. It seems endless. Examine the sections of web and the nest that's expanding and fanning the flames of the evil they're planning. Outlandish assumptions and biased conclusions, immersed in a world full of lies and delusions. What would you do if you pulled back the curtain and saw who's controlling the scenes? Are you certain your version of truth is not an illusion of poppycock propaganda confusion? What would you do if you pulled back the curtain and saw who's controlling the scenes? Are you certain your version of truth is not an illusion of poppycock propaganda confusion? Examine and study the entire picture and every ingredient inside the mixture. Then ask yourself, which of the sides are you choosing? Have you bought into lies or the things you're assuming? What type of role in the game are you playing? And can you explain anything that you're claiming? What's fact from fiction is the division of light from the darkness. Make your decision. If you have wisdom, then make it your mission to seek out the truth, improve your condition. Without a foundation, what's your solution? A floundering fish out of water like sushi, assuming you're searching for something that's certain, but not even certainly sure you're a person. If life's an illusion that cannot be proven, then why would you trust your own mind for solutions? What would you do if you pulled back the curtain and saw who's controlling the scenes? Are you certain your version of truth is not an illusion of poppycock propaganda confusion? What would you do if you pulled back the curtain and saw who's controlling the scenes? Are you certain your version of truth is not an illusion of poppycock propaganda confusion? In conclusion, confusion. There's numerous thoughts and opinions. Some are confusing and some seem convincing. Our mission should be one that seeks revelation. Investigate, innovate, lead exploration. Use every tool, use every science. Be scrupulous, never compliant. Defiant, excited to find and uncover conundrums, enigmas and quandaries. Hoaxes, debunk them. Have questions, ask them. See problems, solve them. Troubleshoot, figure it out, overcome. Life could be full of unsolvable riddles, but perhaps there are reasons for all the struggle. Possibly missing like pieces of puzzles in purposely programmed reality tunnels. Follow the light to the end of the rabbit hole. Don't believe me, scrutinize and be skeptical. What would you do if you pull back the curtain and saw who's controlling the scenes? Are you certain your version of truth is not an illusion of hip-hop propaganda confusion? What would you do if you pull back the curtain and saw who's controlling the scenes? Are you certain your version of truth is not an illusion of hip-hop propaganda confusion?
Then all you have is a load of unsubstantiated circumstantial poppycock.
And you get the people to run those agencies and the deputies that are pledging allegiance to the new world order and good governance. And then I think you have the Inspector General do some spot audits to make sure that there is real compliance.